What's up, guys? This is the Two Troubled Show. I am your host, Travis Chadwick, and I'm here with
Tucker Grace, as usual.
And we got some videos pumping out. We got 3 videos coming to you this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as usual. And we had a video come out last Wednesday, Will It Golf. Check it out. I'll put a little box up there. You guys can click on it easily click. And I'll put a little subscribe button on there too. Why not? Give a little plug to us.
That was one of my favorite videos that we've filmed to date, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it.
Oh, yeah. Going outside, we did the best with what we got.
We did.
And we smacked some eggs and some AirPods. You definitely should check that video out. Again, it'll be in the top corner. Yeah, I think we get this podcast started. That's what everybody's here for. Let's not keep them waiting.
Yeah, no, we got some new segments on today's podcast, but we'll start off with, as usual, wrapping up the Celtics Heat series. So we'll get through that. We'll talk a little bit about the NBA Finals and our thoughts pre-game, and then we'll throw in some thoughts post-game there as well. We got some better betting as usual, Travis. Hopefully you can continue on your hot streak that you've been on.
Continue the streak.
Obviously going mobile, everyone's favorite segment. Come on now, we're going mobile as usual. And then
2 new ones.
2 new ones right at the end. So stay till the end of the podcast if you want to see these 2 new ones. We have a new segment called Mock Trial, where me and Travis are going to have our own. We're both going to debate a topic. We're going to pick a topic, and Travis is going to pick one side of the argument. I'm going to pick the other, and you guys will be able to decide who won.
Or just tell us we're both wrong in the comments.
Or that. And then we'll wrap it up with we're going to randomly select an NFL team, and we're going to predict their schedule for next season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we got.
See where they're going to be at wins, losses wise. Stay till the end. See if your team comes up. See if your team gets randomly selected. This is going to be a recurring thing. I think these 2 things might be
for the next few weeks
to stay. So we'll see how it's going. But right into Celtics Heat, wrapping up that series. Wow.
Yeah, I got a big smile on my face.
That was a series. You couldn't ask for much better than that.
No.
I didn't think we were going to beat Kings Warriors early, and then we had Lakers Warriors, and it's like, whoa, and then you had this 3-0 to 3-3. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then, boom, finish it off. They don't choke it. They get the win. And honestly, I think that Game 6 might have been the best game of the playoffs so far.
Oh, 100%, hands down.
Yeah.
By far. Come on.
I think you agree with your note here that said Game 6 was, I quote, wild.
I did indeed put on the notes this week. I feel like you can't sum it up any better than that. Game 6 was wild, man. It was a wild one.
Game 6 was wild. Derek White coming in clutch with exactly 0.1 seconds. Yeah. Keeping the Celtics alive. Unfortunately, it was not good enough. They fall in Game 7. But I have one thing to say about Game 6.
What?
Game on the line. Why is Marcus Smart taking a turnaround jumper? Give the ball to Tatum. Give the ball to Brown. Do not give the ball to Smart. Luckily, Derek White was there to get the rebound and put it back up. But if Derek White's not there and you're going to end your season, it's going to be by a Marcus Smart jumper. And not even a nice spot-up jumper. He, turned around and tried to shoot a fadeaway like he was fucking Kobe.
Yeah.
That was I was like, oh, my God, Boston's going to lose. And then Derek White came out of nowhere with his, half-court hairline and went and laid the ball up like an absolute beast.
Yeah, well, don't forget what was the event that led the Celtics to that point. We shouldn't even be talking about that because pour on the Celtics for fouling Jimmy Butler from the 3-point line, giving him 3 free throws, and allowing the Heat to take the 1-point advantage over them with 3 seconds left.
By the law of the book, it's a foul. I just do not like referees calling fouls late in games. I get it. It's like basketball, and you got to play by the rules.
Yeah.
And, it was a little touchy. He did get in his space and stuff like that, but just let the players play. I just I feel like if you're going to call those ticky-tack fouls, these games could last 3, 4, 5 hours, But he did get fouled, and he knocked all his free throws down, and then Derek White ended up sealing the win. That game went back and forth, but honestly, 3-2 to make it 3-3, the stakes of that game in the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't know how you cannot say that was the best game.
It was by far the best game. But as we all know, wasn't enough because the Heat come into into Boston's home court, into TD Garden, and they get their asses whooped. The Celtics do. I mean, the Heat won by 19. I think it was ridiculous.
It's sad that this crazy Game 6 and this crazy series overall gets capped off with a blowout. Like I was just like, Jason Tatum did get hurt early in the game. His left ankle was not. You can see he was just completely being a decoy. He did not want the ball at all. Like if it's not a spot up jumper, he's not dribbling it. He's, and Derek White kept him in the game. Tried to, at least for the third quarter. They got within 8, and then Derek White's not going to do that for 3-4 quarters. So there's going to be a time where Jimmy Butler and the Heat are going to pull away. Duncan Robinson's making threes, shushing the crowd, saying bye-bye.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for any NBA team to win a game, period, when you start off the game going 0 for 10 from the three-point line and finish the game with a 21% percentage from the three-point line as well. Like, you just can't expect to win games with that poor of a shooting game. Especially when the scheme and your team is built around the three ball. So what do you expect? And that's like Golden State not hitting threes. Well, then obviously they're going to lose. Right? Yeah. No, they only put 80 points on the board, and that's not going to win you a game. That's not going to win you a game. And it did like injuries and all that. But if Jason Tatum's healthy, I don't know if he's worth 20 extra points. I just think so. I think the Heat came in with a different animal. They thought they had it in the bag. You watch after Game 3, they're laughing, and they didn't take it seriously. And Boston kind of, and then Jimmy's like, all right, let's go. Yeah, and maybe the Heat knew something that no one else did, because I saw on social media, apparently the Heat had already a booked flight for Denver right after their game against the Celtics. So they knew what was going on before anyone else did. That's how you know. That's how you know. And maybe they know something else. Here in this next series for Denver, Jimmy said, I don't want to touch that Eastern Conference trophy. I want the next one. So I thought that was a pretty cool moment. But now looking in Denver versus Miami. Yeah. Woo, who you got? I think series, I think we both are I'm hearing we're on the same wave. Yeah, well, if you watched on last podcast, one of my hot takes was actually that the Nuggets were going to sweep whoever came out of the Eastern Conference. I don't know about that. Oh, I'm still riding it. The Nuggets are now fully rested. They've had about a week to rest, and they're going against a Heat team that has just finished a 7-game deep series, and they are tired. I guarantee you, the Heat they're definitely feeling the all of the weight that and all the accumulated hours that they put into basketball over the season. Yeah, and the Nuggets just got to freshen up a little bit. So, staying on your sweep wave. I am. I'm going to bring out the brooms. I am going to take, I said Nuggets in 6. I'm demoting in a game. 5. Nuggets in 5. The gentleman's sweep from Trav. The gentleman's sweep, simply because I don't think it's going to go 7, and I think Denver's going to want to win one of their first championships, and I think maybe ever. Yeah, I don't remember the last time they have. I think they're going to want to win it at home. So it's either they got to get it done in 5, or I don't know if they want it to go Game 7, so then they would finish it in 6. But yeah, if only you could choose when you finish a series. Yeah, it probably worked like that. I know. I want to save my thoughts on what I think is going to happen for Game 1. Yeah. In better betting. But we're going to bring them a special recap. We're filming this a little early. We want to give you our pre-thoughts, so we're not, you don't think we're coming in fishy saying, hey, I thought the blah, blah, blah was going to win in Game 1. We're coming at you before it happens. And then we're going to give you another recap, which should be in maybe a minute or two for you guys, about what we actually think about Game 1. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. And yeah, so I think it's time to move on to what actually happened. I think it's time. Yeah. Well, if we got it, play it. Yeah.
We're back. We're not in the usual spot, but we, as promised, coming to you with the Game 1 recap. So
yeah, it was a hell of a game. The Nuggets got it done. I thought the Heat would get this one, and they did not. So
yeah, I think if I remember correctly, on your better betting, you said take Heat Game 1, right?
I did say take Heat 1, and I said take the Jamal Murray under 25.5, and he had 20 fucking 6. So
Oh,
not a good week from the boys here.
yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. But I mean, the Nuggets come in surprising. I mean, like we thought. I was also on this train a little bit, but having a week rest, we were kind of confused. Like, will they come in? Will they be ready to still play at a high level? And they came in and they gamed. They gamed.
Yeah, no, they did that. They stopped Jimmy Butler, which is what you need to do when you play the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, I just think the Nuggets were ready to play. Every time the Heat tried to make a push to get back into the game, like the Heat cut it to 12, and it was right back to 18. It was right back to 20. The Nuggets were, every time that the Heat made a push, they countered right back with an uppercut of their own. And I mean, you can't ask for much else from a basketball team that hasn't played in a week.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the Heat were just atrocious. Jimmy Buckets only had 13.
Yeah.
What's his name? Struss only had 0 points. He went 0 for 10 from the field, and 0 for 9 from 3-point land. So.
Yeah, Caleb Martin got his first bucket in the third quarter, and he was a guy that was basically brought him to the finals. And then the only really player that stepped up was Bam. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the Heat were doing, because when Bam was out of the game, you watch. I think it was Cody Zeller try to guard Jokic, and he's getting pushed around, and it's like Bam was the only player that wanted to win tonight. Is what it looked like from my end.
No, I agree. I mean, Bam's a great key piece. The Heat have a lot of great key pieces, but when your key pieces aren't getting you buckets, you can't win games.
Yeah, no. And I'm not – I mean, everyone probably wanted to win, but they did not play like it at the end of the day. They lost by 11, and they only put up 93 in game 1 of the finals. It's not like the Nuggets out here put up 130 and they're just unstoppable defensively wise. But
yeah.
It was just like a lackluster offensive performance. The point where 38-year-old Kyle Lowry is starting to try and have to take over the game because no one else is stepping up.
Right.
So it was embarrassing on my part, honestly.
I agree. On the flip side of things, I mean, you look at the Nuggets over here, and they only played 7 guys basically, but every single one of those guys contributed. And I mean, I think Jeff Green didn't have as great of a game. Bruce Brown didn't have an electric game, but everyone else on that starting lineup. Murray had 26, Jokic 27, Aaron Gordon was 16. You're not going to win games. You're not going to win games. You're not putting points.
Just an all-around effort really there, and that's all you need is your 2 big guys to get you 25 plus, and everyone else is going to help out around them. Jamal Murray had a couple and ones. Got the crowd hyped up. Denver, the city was definitely ready to play in the finals. So the energy there was very not shocking, because we knew that they were going to come to play, but and the crowd hasn't been there in a while, that they were going to be electric. But I'm just surprised that there wasn't much they weren't as, how do I put this? They weren't they weren't as rusty. They weren't as rusty as I would have thought. With a week off, especially when everyone's telling you that you're going to win in 4 and in 5, I thought that you would have came in, especially with the Heat backs against the wall. Everyone thought that they might blow that 3-0 lead, that the Heat would come in with a different energy, and it was just flipped.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. Do you have any different thoughts about how this finals will go now, or is it kind of the same lines of what you're thinking?
It's kind of the same lines. I think it's still going to end in 5. I don't see the Heat getting swept. Now, just the game changes. I thought the Heat would get game 1 and lose the rest, and now I think they might take game 3 or 4, whichever one at home. But not much changes. I mean, we knew that the Nuggets were going to come in and they were going to show that they were easily the best team in the NBA this year, and they proved that today. It's not even just they proved that they were the best team.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think this changes anything. I'm still riding that Denver Nuggets sweep, like I said in the last podcast. Mm-hmm. They just look so complete. I mean, we've been saying it here now since the Lakers series, but I'm just blown away. I can't believe that ourselves including a ton of the people that love watching the NBA, looked over this Denver team because I looked past them. Everyone was talking about the Warriors, the Lakers, the Kings even making the playoffs, but no one was talking about these Denver Nuggets. And look at them; they're proving everybody wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I think game one of the finals, the Nuggets came in. They set the show right. They're like, this is how the finals is going to go. We're not going to let the Heat pick and choose and make us play bad. And Eric Spoelstra's a good coach, and we're not going to let them force turnovers and make us play, not play great and not to Nuggets basketball. And they really handled the tempo the whole game. Like the game went as the Nuggets did. The pace was set by Denver. Like they were out there. Jokic was running the floor. You had guys like Jamal Murray getting and ones, Aaron Gordon and MPJ following up rebounds and dunks. And you really, outside of Bam Adebayo, you didn't see any offensive production from the Heat.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I really hope that the Heat, unironically, come back in game 2 with some more heat under their shoes there, because I want to see some close games. I want to see some very close battling NBA Finals games.
Yeah. I mean, the pace really went as the Nuggets did. They came out, and MPJ's, all those guys are dunking the basketball, and Jokic is a great passer. He's facilitating, but outside of Bam, there was really no offensive production from Miami, and I hope that would change, because Jimmy Butler's had an amazing playoff run, but as it looks right now, 13 points on not very good shooting when you're supposed to be the guy that is, you got to get 30 for your team to win, is not looking good.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's tough. But hopefully we get some closer games in the future, man. That's all I want to see. I just want to see a good finals is all I really care about.
You sticking on the sweep or what?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I think is going to happen, but I in my heart, I want to see some close games, but in my head, I'm like, I see this Nuggets team. I see this roster. I've been seeing how they've been playing, and nobody's slowing them down. I know that the Heat are the best in the East, but nobody's slowing these Denver Nuggets down.
When Bam Adebayo is not on Jokic, or when he checks out of the game, or when he's in the game and they have to do a switch, they have nobody else that can guard Jokic. They don't.
No.
Caleb Martin plays the 4. Gabe Vincent plays the 3. Cody Zeller's the backup 5. None of those guys are even slowing down Jokic. So that's really where Miami is going to have to figure out and scheme up a way to slow down Jokic.
Yeah. Personally, I thought the Lakers were a better matchup against the Nuggets, but you saw how the Nuggets handled the Lakers, so there's no way that this is going to go any different in my head. No chance.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's all that needs to be said for game 1, though. I say we send it back to the studio to the guys who are trying to segue something that they have no clue what we're talking about right now. So we'll see how the boys segue back into the pod.
Yeah, let's see how us in the past handle this situation.
Wow, what a crazy game 1!
That was insane.
I can't believe it. I think it's just insane.
It's wild. That's all I can really think to say, honestly.
Because we haven't watched it.
No, we haven't watched it at all. Not yet.
Not yet. You stayed. We brought you a little recap, but I think it's funny. We haven't watched it. We tried to segue, and we really didn't know what to do.
We have no idea. We're lost.
But time for better betting, because I'll tell you what's going to happen right here, right now in game 1, as you'll know what already happened. So clown me or applaud me in the comment section, please. Nuggets are going to win the series. Done. That's all I'm saying about that. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. They're heavy, heavy favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Although, earlier I said Nuggets in 5.
Mm-hmm.
Miami is going to win game 1, and then the Nuggets are going to win the rest. That's my thing.
You think Miami goes in there and steals game 1 at Denver?
I think they steal game 1 at Denver. Reasoning behind this, Denver's off their groove. They haven't played in a week.
That is fair.
They're going to have to come in, not playing for a week. I get now they can, they probably knew Miami was going to win with up 3-0, so they're probably looking at film and doing all this stuff. But Miami is hot. I get that they're 1-4 in their last 4 playoff games, but Miami is hot. They're on a roll. I think Denver thinks that they have it in the bag. I think Denver's really thought whoever out of the East that they are pretty confident going in, and I think Miami has shown that they can make good teams look bad.
I agree.
So I think Miami is going to surprise some people, and I think they're going to steal game 1. I think they're going to steal game 1, which leads me to my next bet.
Uh-huh.
The reason why they're going to steal game 1.
Oh, yeah?
Jimmy Butler's going to be locked in on defense and offense. He's going to steal the ball a lot, which I'm going to take Jamal Murray under for the points.
Oh.
25.5. Jokic, you already know he's going to get his. I'm not going to touch his over and under points. Who knows what's going to happen there? We know Jamal Murray is the most spotty scorer of the basketball. He either gives you 40 or he'll give you 15. And this is going to be a 15. He hasn't played in a week. Who knows if his shot's on? He's going against one of the better defensive players in the playoff ball.
Yeah.
So I think Jimmy's going to lock up Jamal game 1. Jokic is going to get his points. It might come down to the wire, but I think Miami's going to win. And it's going to be because Jamal Murray didn't show up as people think he would.
All right, I could see that. I don't mind that one. These next two, though, you could go ahead and explain that one to the audience.
I'll gladly explain that to the audience. Florida Panthers series winner. You already know if you watched last podcast, they were picked to be my champion, and they're continuing to be my champion. I think that they're going to get it done. I've been doing a little more research. I wasn't really looking into the Florida Panthers. If you know, for 4 podcasts ago, I picked the Boston Bruins. And
Lost.
who beat them? The Florida Panthers. I made fun of the Panthers for being a team in Florida. Can't maintain ice. No way they're going to beat Boston. And they did. They defied the odds, and I think that moment it was destiny for me to have the Panthers win. And they got a lot of dogs. I think they're one of the hottest teams coming in. Obviously, if you're in the championship, you got to be one of the hottest teams coming in. But they swept Carolina. They're on a roll, and I think they're going to continue that here.
So I'm just confused because you said you thought it was destiny once the Panthers beat the Bruins, right?
Yeah.
So was it destiny when you picked up the Oilers and not to mention the Hurricanes as well along the way before you finally landed on the Panthers?
Well, I'm going to say 2 out of the 3 teams I had were beaten by the Panthers, and they've been a reoccurring, Travis, I'm here, pick me. And finally, I'm like, you know what, before it's too late, before you guys win it all, let me hop on the bandwagon.
Okay.
Leads me in game 1, Florida plus 1.5. They're not losing by 2 goals. They're going to win it straight out. So you can take the money line, but if you want to be safe, take them plus 1.5. They'll lose by a goal. You'll still hit your bet, but they're going to win game 1.
Well, if you guys really want to hit your bets, you should put your money on the Golden Knights. That's all I'm going to say. That's my 2 cents on better betting this week.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe when Saturday rolls around, when the game's in, maybe we get a little live reaction. We call each other, and maybe we plug that in here as well.
Maybe that gets put in. We'll see.
But
we'll see.
It is time for everyone's favorite segment. Finish the words for me.
We're going mobile.
We're going mobile.
What's up, guys? We're back for another Going Mobile. This is episode 8. We have some of the greatest moments in sports history loaded up. We're going to see if our fellow University of Oregon students can guess when and where these games happen. Let's go see. Oh, he's got a Heat hat on. Oh, we're going to ask him. Excuse me, sir. Oh, you're going to love the questions I have for you. I see the hat.
Oh, yes, sir.
Talk to me. How are we feeling about the Heat in the finals?
I mean, to be honest, Jokic is a great player out there. You got to love a big, tall white man out there on the court. But, if the Heat could get to 7, they're going to get it done at the end of the day.
Really? You don't think the Nuggets are sweeping y'all?
I mean, if it's a sweep, it's a sweep. But if they get to 7, Jimmy's making it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very impressed with the Heat this year. Are you familiar, though? Did you hear that they just traded for someone? You might be familiar with this guy.
No, sir.
The Heat just traded for LeBron James. They pulled him out of Cancun, and they said, come back out to the Heat. Come back down to South Beach.
I mean, Jokic will do it to LeBron again. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to set you up for success here. I don't know. Ducks football, I guess. Ducks football? Okay. Sure. Okay. So, who were the last, including who the quarterback is right now? Yes. Name the last 3 quarterbacks of the Oregon Ducks football team.
We got Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Anthony Brown.
Okay.
Tyler Shuck.
That is correct. You see that?
See the moves? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Can we ask you a sports question? Yeah. All right. You know your basketball?
Sort of.
Sort of. Yeah. All right. We got a moment in history here. I want to see if you can get it. All right.
All right.
I'm going to play the audio for you.
Yeah.
You got to be aware of the inbounder here if you're Philly. It's off to Leonard. Defended by Simmons. Is this the Tiger?
Yeah.
All right. What was the moment?
Eastern
Teams?
Conference Finals. Raptors, Sixers.
That is correct. Kawhi Leonard's dagger. Good job, big guy. Thank you so much.
Can we ask you a sports question for $1? Go ahead. All right. Well, we're doing something a little different today. I have a moment in sports history, and I'm just going to play the sound for you, and I want to see if you could guess, like, what game it was, when it was, stuff like that. All right. Yeah? All right, you ready?
Can the receivers get far enough down the field? Rodgers in trouble. It's going to get there. He turned
Oh, it's Murray against Lions, wasn't it?
That is correct. He got it. He got it.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Sports question. Excuse me. Excuse me. Can we ask you a sports question? Yeah, sports question.
Got it. What sports?
What sport do you know?
I don't know, hockey a little bit.
You know hockey a little bit? Who is Sidney Crosby?
Capture the Penguins.
That is incorrect.
Sidney Crosby?
Yeah, he just got traded to the Blackhawks.
No, he didn't.
Are you not keeping up to date with it?
I guess not.
Yes, you. Would you like to answer a sports question for $1?
I don't know sports, but sure.
All right. Well, I got here loaded up a clip of one of the best moments in sports history. I'm just
sports, man.
there is a lot of sports, but I have faith in you. I think you can get this one.
Okay.
You want to try?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna play the audio. You can't see what it is, but I want you to tell me when and where this was.
That's
You ready?
Near impossible. Okay.
All right. Now give it your best shot. I believe in you.
Play clock is 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
I feel like it's hockey,
Okay.
but I don't know what it is or when.
You're on the right track here.
Is it like I feel like it might be like a winter. What's that game called?
You tell me. This is your
I forget.
answer.
No, it's is it the one that the Boston Bruins play? I can't remember it.
No, that's
I can't
right.
remember
No,
it.
you got it though. You got it. You got it. Yeah.
You're kidding.
No, I
You're
swear.
gaslighting me.
I swear on my life. I swear. I don't.
Really?
How did you get that?
I don't know. I just had a feeling.
Out of all the clips?
I guess. I don't know.
Hey, give me some for that.
I don't
That's
know,
insane.
man.
That's insane. Well, there you go. You heard it here first. Can I ask you a sports question for $1? Yes? Yes, sir. All right. Are you guys familiar with John Morant?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So my question today is, if he transferred to the Olympics and did some sort of rifling sport or hunting or something, how do you think he would do?
He'd win gold for
Yeah,
sure.
he would
definitely win gold.
Yeah.
Dude, he'd definitely win gold.
Oh, 100%. Easily. Him and Dylan Brooks can both go to the Olympics and do it together, I think.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dude, I watched that too.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I would watch that.
You would?
I
I would
for
watch
sure,
it. Oh,
dude.
100%.
That'd be fire.
100%. You know what? I want to ask you another question.
Let's shoot. Yeah.
What sport do you guys know best?
Probably hockey or baseball.
Hockey or baseball?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so then just tell me, who do you got in the Stanley Cup?
Panthers. Fuck them.
Really?
Fuck Vegas, dude.
That's who he's got.
Exactly. Good shit, dude.
I got the Vegas Golden Knights.
Bro, come on.
I will tell you though, he has picked a team in every single round in the playoffs so far, and they have
See?
gotten
He's smart.
whooped.
He knows what he's doing.
No, but every
Oh.
time he picks a team, they get whooped. He picked the Bruins when they were up, and then they got fucked on. He picked the Oilers. He picked the Hurricanes. He's had a horrible luck.
The Oilers, dude. They always choke. I don't care. I don't care how good McDavid and Draisaitl are. They're gonna choke.
We got a baseball moment in history. You think you can get it? All right, here we go. Here's the audio.
All right. Let's get
Okay, this is Batista's walk-off home run where he throws the bat versus the Rangers.
That is correct.
It's in the ALDS.
All right.
And year, oh shit, I want to say maybe 2014.
Yeah, somewhere. I think it was 2015,
2014 or 2015.
Sports question. Can you guess this moment in history?
Sure.
All right, you ready?
Steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs. Sideline.
Is that the Minnesota Miracle?
That is the Minnesota Miracle. That is correct. Nice job, big guy. Nice job.
I'm surprised I got that one.
That's good. That's good.
Excuse me, sir. Can we ask you a sports question for $1?
Yeah, for sure.
I see you got the Philadelphia Phillies on.
Yeah.
So you're a big baseball guy?
Oh yeah, big baseball fan.
Okay, so are you familiar with John Morant?
Yeah, John Murray.
Okay, yeah. How many home runs did he hit last year?
He plays NBA.
Yeah, okay, he got me. I'm not gonna lie, you got me there. All right, so then you know what? I want you to quiz me. I don't know much baseball. I want you to ask me a baseball question.
Shit, let's see. American League MVP last year. You know that?
I'm gonna go Babe Ruth. No, that wasn't right.
Nah.
Fuck. Okay, who was it?
Judge. Close like Babe Ruth. Yankees, you know, big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, I was close. I feel like I just missed it by a couple years.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're an athlete. Can we ask you a sports question?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. You ready? What sport do you know best? I could see hockey here.
I am a hockey fan, but I know football. I think I'm pretty knowledgeable about football.
All right. Who led the league in fantasy points last year? What player?
This past season?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Patrick Mahomes.
That is correct.
Oh, really?
428 points for Patrick Mahomes. That is correct. Good job, dude.
Thank
Good job, dude. Good job. Thank you. Excuse me. Can we ask you a sports question?
Actually, a sports question?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So we got a moment in history here. I want you to tell me when, where, and the teams that were played. All right?
Okay.
You got it? I'm going to play the audio for you.
It's off to Leonard. Defended by Simmons. Is this the Tiger?
Can you get it?
No, I don't know that one.
You don't know that one? You want me to pull up one more for you?
Yeah, pull up one more.
That was Kawhi's game winner that bounced 5 times off the rim.
Okay, yeah.
What sport do you know best? Football?
Yeah, I know football.
All right, let's see. All right, here we go.
Play clock is 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
That's when Russell Wilson threw a pick to the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, here we go. We got some people. Excuse me, guys. Can we ask you a question? Sports question.
Sure. Go for it.
Can you guess this moment in history? I'm going to play the audio, wait for the whole audio to finish, and then tell me what moment in history it is, all right?
Back out signal. Shot clock at 7. Westbrook on the drive, falling away. Won't go. Rebound taken by Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang!
He broke the record, yeah.
No, he
He broke the record. He had 12 threes or something.
I don't know if that was game, but it was like with 3 seconds after you pulled it from half.
All right, we need a final answer. Moment in history. Who's going to give the answer?
Like what year?
Just
It was when
describe
Curry
it.
hit the shot over OKC.
That is correct. That is correct. Congratulations. Congratulations. Knuckles all the way around. Thank you guys so much.
Excuse me, sir. Can we ask you a sports question? All right, get to your soccer game. Oh, we're going with him. Yeah, we're going with you. Come on, let's go. Get in front. No, let him get in front of us. We'll make it harder on him, easier for us. All right. I have one of the greatest moments in sports history. I'm gonna play the audio for you, and I want you to guess what teams were involved when this was. You ready?
Just attack the basket. James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
What is that clip?
I want to say the Celtics are involved.
Okay.
They're involved in some way.
Okay. That is correct.
Is Ray Allen involved?
Ray Allen was involved, yes.
Did he drain a 3?
He did drain a 3.
And they came back?
They tied the game with that 3 ball, yeah.
I don't know what year it was.
Okay, but what was the other team, though? Celtics versus who?
Oh, the Heat.
Bang! You heard it here first.
Sports question. I know you got it.
NBA?
Yeah, NBA.
I haven't been watching too much, but
Okay, I see you got the NBA Finals hat on right here. What iconic moment in the 2001 NBA Finals, the hat that you're wearing, what was an iconic moment from that Finals?
iconic moments.
76ers, Lakers.
epic moment that the Lakers won.
I'll give you a hint. Is that a hint for you?
No, really.
Ty Lue, AI.
Not much hope, man.
No? Not ringing a bell?
Nope. No hope.
Allen Iverson stepping over Ty Lue.
No. I know you're talking. Yep, I know you're talking about.
You got it now?
Yep, I got it.
All right. Good job. Good job.
Appreciate it.
Excuse me? Can we ask you a sports question?
Sure.
Yeah?
I'm not going to know it.
What sport do you know? What are you bumping?
Mitski, First Love, Late Spring.
Okay.
Is this on
Fo-
TikTok? Oh, sorry, can't look in this.
It may be.
Okay.
You could look in there. Shout yourself out. All right. So you know football, basketball.
Basketball more.
Basketball more.
Yeah.
All right. What team does Austin Reeves play for? I'll switch up the question. Cut it. What team does Jason Tatum play for?
The Nugs.
That is correct.
No.
Yes. Come on. Let's go.
Okay,
Come
don't ask
on.
me
now.
anymore because
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. You're correct. Give me some nugs. Thank you so much.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all we needed.
Amazing. Thank you.
See sports question?
Yeah, sure. Man. I don't really check out sports too often, but
Okay, I'll give you an easy one. Do you watch Do you watch the NBA at all?
a little bit here and there.
Yeah?
man.
All right, who you got winning the finals this year?
The finals, I know Lakers just took that L, but maybe like Celtics or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you got the
Yeah,
Celtics?
yeah,
Okay.
Celtics, yeah.
All right.
I can always count on them.
You can.
Because literally, like if you put the pyramid up,
Yeah.
they're always up in the top.
No, they really are. They really are. The Celtics are cold. You heard it here first.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you, brother.
sir.
I appreciate you. Have a good one.
You can.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Who do you have winning the Natty next year?
Oregon Ducks, baby.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Mhm.
Who is the best receiver on the Oregon Ducks?
The whole receiving group goes crazy, bro.
I like that answer. You guys are looking cold this year.
Yes, sir.
All right. So are you watching the NBA Finals?
I'm really not. I need to, watch that first game today.
Yeah?
Yeah, with the guys. So,
Okay. So can you tell me who do you got winning?
I think Jimmy and the Heat got it.
Really?
Got it. Yeah.
Really, I do like the Heat, but I don't know. The Nuggets just look so good, and they swept the Lakers.
I agree. The Lakers, I'm a Bron fan, so I'm a little
Yeah.
hurt about that. But I think Jimmy's in that mode right now. So
Yeah,
Jimmy
I agree.
is over.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed going mobile, as we always do. Going around, talking to the public, asking them some questions, testing their sports knowledge, as always.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time. Wait no longer. The 2 new segments are on their way.
Oh yeah.
First new segment, mock trial.
Oh yeah. You're gonna love what I have here first for us to debate here, Travis.
I mean, I already got a little glimpse at it, so let's let the audience know.
So, as I feel like everyone's heard by now, the name Ja Morant has been, kind of appearing in the media and in the news recently. And maybe Ja Morant the spotlight has not been on him for good reasons, but, he has brandished his gun on social media a couple of times. He showed the blicky, he showed that papa a couple of times, and the NBA is not too happy with him. The NBA isn't. They want to give him the ban hammer. They want to send him into suspension for an undisclosed amount of time. Could be a full season, could be a couple weeks, but whatever. I think here today we debate whether or not we think that the suspension, whether a suspension happens or not, what we think should happen to Ja Morant. Tell me, Travis, what do you think
I'll
should
start.
happen?
I'll give you guys a little bit to formulate your opinion. All right, now we're going.
Okay.
I think Ja Morant should be suspended for half the season. Half of the season. You gave him 8 games the first time he showed his gun.
Yeah.
And he had this big apology on Twitter, and he does it again less than a month later.
Mm-hmm.
I think that shows a lack of respect. I think that shows a lack of accountability.
Yeah.
I don't see a way where he does it the first time and you suspend him 8 games, and he does it twice and you're going to go with a lesser suspension. No, you're probably going to go more. If not, you're going to lay the hammer down a little bit. I could see it going 20-game suspension. I would hope that it's 40-game suspension because, truthfully, I think for the game of basketball, this is not good. You have a lot of younger kids that watch this stuff and follow and look up to these guys. You have great role models like LeBron James and Steph Curry, who great fathers, and I think Ja Morant is setting a bad example for the league, especially since all of it I feel like is an act.
Yeah.
He came out of a private school. You know, he has two well-off parents, and he's acting like he's completely from the hood and being disrespectful to the NBA as a whole for giving him this opportunity. I think there has to be some type of suspension. I believe it should be half a game. I just think it's unacceptable and disrespectful of what he's doing, and consistently does it to the point where his friend on the second video is like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
We're on Instagram Live, and he's out here like, blicky with the sticky, And it's like, and you see his friend put the camera down like, dude, like even the people around him know, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
There needs to be a point where these superstars need to learn from their actions. I get that they're superstars and they get treated differently than the rest of the world, but there needs to be a point where he's a human and he needs there's consequences for your actions.
I mean, I hear that side of the argument. I think you brought up a good point with, you know, obviously there's a huge spotlight on all these NBA players and they need to set a good example for the youth. But also, I don't want to go legality side on you here, but it's just confusing to me that, you know, there's amendments and there's a constitution in the United States, right? We have a constitution, right? You know what that Second Amendment is on the Constitution?
It's the right to bear arms, not show them on IG Live.
That is a fair point. I think maybe showing your gun on IG Live might have not been the best idea. Mm-hmm. But that is an amendment at the end of the day. I think that you know people are allowed to carry guns. It's not illegal to have your gun out and being carried. You just can't use it. I actually saw a video on Instagram or on TikTok the other day where there was a peaceful protest going on, and the guy was standing in the middle, like on the sidewalk with an AR, right? And people were coming up to him, and he's like, nope, this is my legal right to stand here, and I can hold my gun here as long as I want. I'm not shooting it. I'm just standing here with it.
Yep.
And so I wonder what the legality surrounding Ja Morant's situation is. But obviously, at the end of the day, the NBA is their own company. You know, basically, Ja Morant is an employee of the NBA, so they get to decide whether or not he gets to go to work or not. I get that side of things, but in terms of legality, I don't know if there's, you know, that could be a court case. They could be if the NBA wants to start putting using their power against Ja Morant in a more forceful way than Ja Morant feels is acceptable, then I wouldn't be surprised if there's a court case about this.
Yeah, I mean, going on the legality thing that you touched on, the only thing that would make it legal is he has a permit, a right to conceal. Mm-hmm. You need to have a permit to be able to conceal your gun in public places.
True. Yeah.
So with his childish acts, I don't think he went to the extremes to go get a permit of a right to conceal a gun. I think he's just being a kid, flashing his gun like an idiot. So I would assume that he's doing it illegally. That's not confirmed, but again, you have the right to conceal. You don't need to show it off when half your following is of people who are like 16, 14 years old.
No, 100%. I will say, though, I think there's a slight difference between showing your gun on an IG live stream and then Joe Mixon popping off and shooting some kids off in his front yard. I will say that. And I don't know what's happened to Joe Mixon or what will happen to Joe Mixon, but
the other kids had Nerf guns, man. He thought he was getting robbed. But now
I segued that pretty good.
Great segue. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you realized it. Didn't. But next topic is a little bit on football. I think we've touched on this.
We have indeed.
Multiple times at home. And again, we were just like, what if we make this a segment on the pod? And this is really where it stems from. Mm-hmm. The question, is it time for the Bears to move on from Justin Fields? I'll let you start first.
You already know how I feel about this, but I'll explain it once again. I still think Justin Fields is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm not going to put him up there with your Joe Burrows, with your Patrick Mahomes, with your Josh Allens. He's nowhere near those guys, as I think everyone knows. But he put up good numbers last year. He was running that damn ball. He had some of the best highlights of the season. Obviously, you can't judge a season off highlights, but that man, Justin Fields, he could game a little bit. He could get out there. He could throw the ball. And the biggest thing to my argument, I think, is that Justin Fields arguably has the worst surrounding cast out of any team in the NFL. Maybe you can argue the Texans are or the Cardinals are somewhere around that range, but I don't know. I mean, outside of Darnell Mooney, I don't know who else the Bears had as receivers. Their running back core wasn't anything special, right? Their O-line is trash. Their O-line is horrible. They need to fix that. Defense isn't the best, so it's literally just a one-man show over there in Chicago. And I think if you just start putting small pieces and keep surrounding Justin Fields with good talent, I think that the Bears can get back to close to 500 in the next year or two easily.
Yeah, my argument for that, I think the Bears should move on from Justin Fields. Not right now, but you're going to be one of the more worst teams coming up here, and I think it's definitely time to look for a Caleb Williams, a Drake May, Jordan Travis, even out of Florida State's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the people like Justin Fields, and it gives a fantasy effect. I feel like he was a very good fantasy player for multiple games, dropped multiple 30-point bombs, and I feel like a lot of people correlate that to, hey, he's doing good. When in reality, when he took over the starting job for the Bears actually lost more games than they did the season before. They added Chase Claypool halfway through the season, continued to lose. So he had DJ Moore, he had Chase Claypool, he had David Montgomery. Not saying that that's up there with the likes of Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase, but when you're as quick to move on from David Mills, who had a similar surrounding cast and maybe even worse, then I feel like it's warranted that you should be able to move on from Justin Fields. And I know people are going to be like, because he runs and because he's flashy, that people are going to give him more of a, hey, I think he's a better player. But in reality, the greatest, flashiest player, Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson, what did they do? They didn't do much. So we've seen that this style of quarterback doesn't last long in the NFL and doesn't provide Super Bowls. So I think that because people like him, you might be able to get, if you're going to trade for him. Now, I don't think you do that here. Obviously, you drafted him, so you're going to want to stick with him for a bit, see how he does this year. But yeah, DJ Moore, there's no excuses in my eyes now. He has a decent O-line. You add DJ Moore, you got the pieces. You had one of the best middle linebackers last year in Roquan Smith, and he did get traded in Week 8, but for the first half of the season, you had him. You had likes of that stellar defense in 2018 that Chicago had. Eddie Jackson, Kyle Fuller. You still have guys like that on the team, so it's not like that they're completely washed. Like Houston, I can't name one player on the defense outside of, I don't know exactly, but I think it's definitely time to start the process of moving on from Justin Fields. I think he's not the greatest player. He definitely, if you watch some of his tape, he missed some open receivers. But if I'm sitting there and I have a top 5 pick of Chicago and Drake May or Caleb Williams is still on the board, that I would easily take them and move on from Justin Fields.
I don't completely disagree. I don't know. I mean, you spent so much draft capital getting Justin Fields. It's tough to be like, all right, we had him for a couple years. He didn't produce the best for us in those first years. Maybe you could argue last year was his first, really, not impressive year in the NFL, but his first, successful year, individually successful year in the NFL. Obviously, he's not winning you games, so that does say something. But I'm telling you, I really think if you get some guys and some extra pieces around him, I think that the Bears will be a pretty decent team. I think that they can easily be a 500 team with a couple extra guys around them.
Yeah, I mean, they were a 500 team, and then they got Justin Fields. Not to say. But lastly, you did touch that they spend on a little bit of draft capital. Teams have done that before, where Josh Rosen with the Cardinals spent the 10th overall pick. The next year have pick 1. They get Kyler Murray, they upgrade, they're better off, even though they spent the first-round pick last year. So that's my only thing with that is, if you can upgrade at any position, no matter what you spend on them, I would do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you need to upgrade that quarterback position yet in Chicago. But hey, we can agree to disagree.
That's what mock trial's for.
That is.
Moving on.
I'm excited for this one.
To the next topic, the next segment, the new segment. We're going to randomly choose an NFL team, and we're gonna see agree to see what their schedule, what their record's going to look like. So if you're a fan, you got something to look forward to. Maybe prove us wrong. And we got all these clips, so maybe we can be right in a couple hot takes, which unfortunately won't be here this pod.
It is very sad.
But I couldn't think of any hot takes, honestly. They were all cold for me. It's like, well, the Nuggets win? No, that's not a hot take. But Tucker's got the NFL power rankings up on his board. He's got Siri on his computer. He's going to pick a number 1 to 32. And then...
Yeah, we'll see. So, yeah, like he said, I got the ESPN power rankings up here. I'm going to ask Siri right now, 1 through 32. Whatever she says, I'm going to that team, and we're going to figure out what their record's going to be looking like. So you guys will hear it right now.
Is Siri making an appearance? She's a little shy.
Siri's being a little shy today.
Let's see if my Siri works.
Oh, now she's working. Here.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, she's working now.
She's working.
Pick a number 1 through 32.
The answer is 7.
7 it is.
7.
7 it is. Let's go see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I know one person that's going to be very happy that we're starting here.
The Niners.
It's the Dallas Cowboys.
The
It's the 7th ranked team right now.
Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my boy, AJ Kuna. He's going to love this. He's going to love this right here.
Well, I already
Besides
know what their
AJ, screw the rest of you Cowboy fans.
Well, I don't think we need to look at the schedule for this one. They're going
0-17.
0-17.
0-17. All right, let's go real. Hey, here, let's go here. Take the biasness.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Put it aside.
Throw it away. Yep.
Take the biasness aside. Week 1, they go to New York. They go to the Giants' place. I think they pick up the dub there.
I think that's a dub.
I think they start off 1-0. I do think so. Next,
I agree with you there.
They get the Jets early. I feel like that's good. Aaron Rodgers is still learning the system. As a Green Bay fan, I know he doesn't play in the preseason, so the first part of that season is going to be rocky. I would also give that to Dallas.
I'll definitely agree with you there. So they're starting off hot, 2 dubs in a row.
Yeah, I do think so.
Oh,
next,
and it's going to be 3 in a row.
It's going to be 3 in a row. They play Arizona week 3. Easy money. Dallas on the road is going to start off 3-0. Next, they got New England.
They're going 4-0.
They're going to go 4-0. Now, that game, Bill Belichick's a good coach. It's going to be tougher than people think. It's going to be closer, but Dallas, just the talent on that team is way better than people think.
100%.
So they're going to start off 4-0. Next.
Now we got a little toss-up.
It's a rematch of the playoffs game. Niners, Cowboys in San Francisco. I'm going to have to give it to the Niners.
I'm giving it to the Niners as well here.
I'm going to have to give it to the Niners.
That is a toss-up, but just because the Niners are home, I feel comfortable giving it to them.
I feel comfortable giving it to the Niners. I think by that time they'll know who their quarterback is, whether it's Trey Lance, whether it's Purdy, and I don't think it matters because of the talent surrounded on that team.
Agreed.
Next, coming off a bye, the Chargers
before the bye, they play the Chargers.
Chargers coming off a bye.
Chargers coming off a bye.
That 2 weeks to prepare for Dallas. I think that the Chargers. I think the Chargers get it done. I think they go back-to-back losses, but here, Dallas has their bye. They could recap, and I think they pick up the dub after the next week in Week 8 against the Rams.
Especially because it's against the Rams. Yeah, that's an easy dub.
Here we go, Week 9 in Philly. Big game here. This is probably going to be the 2 teams fighting it out for the division, but it's in Philly.
I got to give it to Philly.
I know it's after an easy game, but I'm going to have to give it to Philly. That run defense is going to be insane. That whole defense is really going to be insane.
That whole Eagles team is going to be insane next year.
This is definitely, the Eagles are definitely a team where I can see that has the best shot in the most recent years to go undefeated.
I mean, they almost did last year. They were darn close. Close.
I'm going to give that one to Philadelphia.
So right now we have them at 5-3.
5-3. About to be 6-3. I have the Cowboys beating the Giants here. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. The Giants, they did play well last year. I don't know how much I trust Daniel Jones and that team to replicate that. They give Daniel Jones a big contract. They're going to have to lose some of the talent. They give more of the money to Daniel Jones, but Dallas is going to come out with the win. And I think week 11, I think you can kind of say the same thing. I think you can kind of take that one over.
Yeah, and the same with Week 12 as well, because I think the Commanders are just going to get rolled by every other team in their division, unfortunately, this year.
Yep. I think they roll in Week 12. Week 13, here we go. We got Seattle versus Dallas. This is a big game. You might have a little bias here. It's going to be tough for you to put it to a side.
I do.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna go Dallas here.
I'll let you. You can have the decision on this one.
I'm gonna have to go Dallas here strictly because I think Tony Pollard and that run defense is gonna run all over you guys. You guys didn't really fix that. Now Dallas isn't gonna be
Bobby. Come on now.
Okay.
The best middle linebacker in all of football. We got Bobby.
All right, but if they get by the time they get to Bobby, they're picking up 5 yards.
Fine, give it to him. I don't care.
I do think Seattle's going to be good, but I think Dallas's offense is better than Seattle's offense, and I think Dallas's defense is better than Seattle's defense.
It's fine. I don't want to hear it
especially at home. Maybe if it was in Lumen, I would switch it, but here I'm going to go Dallas. Philly, unfortunately, is going to double up on the Cowboys.
They 100% are.
If Philly's going to lose to a team, it's going to be a team that they went overconfident in. They didn't really think that weren't really 100% invested. They thought they were going to roll it over. It's not going to be their division rival in Dallas. They're coming in to whoop the bricks off of Dallas every time they play. So I'm going to take Philly.
Week 15 though, I think we get a little bit of a different story in Week 15. They're playing the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are a pretty damn good team. I hope you're feeling the same way as I am because I'm giving this one to the Buffalo Bills.
I am giving it to the Buffalo Bills as well. I think that the Bills, especially Dallas, kind of struggles with running quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here, but I think Buffalo's going to take it. And then again, Week 16.
I want to hear what you have to say because I think we might differ here.
If Tua can stay healthy, I'm going to go Dolphins.
I'm giving it to the Dolphins here too.
If Tua can stay healthy, I'm going to go Miami. Outside of Trayvon Diggs, their secondary is kind of poor in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Tua isn't healthy, so Dallas picks up a win here. But overall, I think Miami with Tyreek Hill, with Waddle, they're going to struggle against that.
Yeah,
Dallas
nobody's stopping the cheetah. Nobody's.
And I want to see what you think here, Week 17.
This is another interesting week here. Ooh, this one could really go either way. I think it depends on how the records of the NFC are stacking up at this point in time because you're in Week 17. Dallas they're sitting at 9-6 right now, so they could be in a position where they have a wild card spot locked up, and they don't necessarily. It's not a must win for the Cowboys. So I could see this one going to the Lions. I would be fine giving it to the Lions here.
I'm gonna go Detroit here. I think they lose 4 in a row here. Dallas is losing late down the stretch. I think the Lions are a sneaky team that you can't look past.
Yeah.
Jared Goff does not give the ball up. If you look up last year, he had one of the best touchdown to interception ratios. He threw no touchdowns through no interceptions through 8 consecutive games. And Dallas's defense preys off of getting turnovers. Trayvon Diggs, as we know, had that historic season where you got 11 or 12 interceptions. Micah Parsons is always a big fumble guy as you watch him coming down your blind side. I think with Jared Goff's consistency of not giving the ball up and Dallas is not going to get those turnovers, I think Detroit can end up winning that game.
No, I agree. I got Detroit there as well. But we'll be nice. We'll be nice on that Week 18.
Week 18, I think this is where they stop the skid. Get ready for the playoffs. They're going to beat the Commanders on the road, finish the season off with a win, ending their total at 10-7.
I like it.
A little lower than I thought the Cowboys would be, honestly.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty fair. I think we gave, in division, we gave a lot of those matchups to the Cowboys.
Yep.
So I think, maybe you could say that the Cowboys beat the Chargers. Maybe you could say that the Cowboys beat the Lions or the Dolphins, but I think we were pretty fair for the Cowboys on their divisional games. We had them sweeping everyone except the Eagles.
Yeah.
So I think that around 10-7, maybe 11-6, maybe 9-7, or 9-8. Sorry, excuse me. But somewhere in that range, I think, is where the Cowboys are going to be finishing up this year.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's kind of the range that they're going to be in. Again, Dallas is a good football team, and I think that is good enough to be the number 1 wild card spot, especially in a weak NFC this year. No Rodgers. You had teams like the likes of New York Giants that ended up getting a playoff spot last year that I honestly don't know how they got a playoff spot. So the NFC's weak, and I think that the Cowboys can easily get the 5 or 6 seed with a record of 10-7.
Completely agree. Agree. I mean, hey, we did this list together, so I hope I agree with you.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I feel like we agreed on a lot of those picks here. I didn't think we had one that we disagreed on, which it was pretty which was good.
I was shocked, actually.
Yeah. All right, I think that was good. I think we got time for one more though.
Yeah, we got to go speed round though.
Speed round. We'll knock it off. Hopefully, it's on a team that anyone wants us to dive too much deeper into. So let's ask Suri what she wants next.
Let's see what she wants. Pick a number 1 through 32. 5. 5 is her number this time around.
5. Let's hear it. Is it San Francisco?
5?
That would be my guess.
Is indeed the San Francisco 49ers. So let's go take a look at their schedule.
A lot of Bay Area fans here. So, week 1 versus Steelers, I'm going to give it to San Francisco. No, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to give it to Pittsburgh.
You're giving it to Pittsburgh, really?
I think they still don't know who their quarterback is going to be. I think Pittsburgh is more invested in their guy. I think the Niners can make some mistakes early. I think the Steelers are going to pull it out.
All right. You know what? I'm riding with it. I like it. I don't mind that.
Although week 2, I think it's going to be a different story.
Yeah,
the Niners are going to take that pretty
blowing the Rams out. Mm-hmm. Same kind of story week 3. The Niners are just...
And I'll continue that with week 4. They're going to beat the Giants. They're going to beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And we already gave them the win versus Dallas. Yep. So week 5, they're going to take that as well. Here they play Cleveland coming off a bye. I think this is a sneaky pick. You got Nick Chubb. You got Deshaun Watson with the full season with the Browns. That defense with Myles Garrett, I think they can be good. I think that they're going to control the clock for San Francisco here, and I think that they're going to win time of possession handily, which would easily give them the win. I can see a 27-21 Browns win there.
All right, then we can give it to the Browns.
Especially since they're coming off a bye, too. They could rest up early, get their guys going. Here we go versus the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings are going to be as good as they were last year.
No, definitely not.
I'm going to take San Francisco. Although week 8, it's tough. You got Cincy coming off a bye again.
This isn't tough at all, Travis. Give it to the goddamn Bengals.
I'm going to give it to the Bengals, but Joe Burrow, that O-line, that inconsistency, you can see the Niners defensive line having some problems.
Yeah, the defensive line definitely could cause some problems, but I love the Bengals this year. I love them.
Week 9, you got a bye. So
week 10.
Going into week 10 off a bye. Both teams coming off a bye. So both teams going to have time to prepare, get healthy.
And this Jags team, I think, is also a little bit of a sneaky team that could be a lot better than people expect them to be.
Yeah, but you give me an extra week of Kyle Shanahan prepping and scheming, I'm going to have to go San Francisco.
I'll still give it to San Fran there, yeah. This one we don't need to talk about. The Bucs, they don't have Tom Brady anymore.
They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Here you got another Seahawks Niners. Week 12, they've kind of figured out who their quarterback's going to be. Do they split Seattle? Because I already know that the Niners are going to win at home. So it's really just here. Does Seattle take this one at home?
And I'll try to be as unbiased as I can be with this one. Because obviously, I am a Seahawks fan and I also hate the Niners. But I'll try my best. I really think that we're going to split games this year. I really do. I think that, yes, they will pound the ball down our throats at home, or when the Niners are home. But when they come up to Lumen, I didn't see many changes that the Niners made this offseason. Obviously, they're still going to be a good football program. But the Seahawks, we have made some moves. We have a lot of new talent on the roster. And I think, as well, you said that week 12, the quarterback will already be comfortable, whoever that starter is for San Fran. I think the same is true with all of the new talent, all the rookies that the Seahawks have. I think that they'll be more comfortable. So I really want to – I hope that you'll let us split with the Niners on this one.
I personally don't think that you guys are going to split, especially since when it's at Lumen, it's off a Thursday. You're not going to have much time to prepare, which means the run game is going to be very heavy.
Sure. It is Thanksgiving.
It is Thanksgiving, and I think I'm going to give it to the Niners here, but you let me have the Dallas Cowboys over Seattle, so I'll let you split with the Niners here. So
yes,
Tucker's pick will take the Seahawks. Yes. Just so everyone knows, I'm taking the Niners. I don't want to make sure I'm hopping on the Seahawk wagon. But then again, I think they're going to slide week 13 when they play Philly.
So really, you got Philly week 13.
I'm going to take the Niners to beat the Philadelphia Eagles week 13.
Okay.
I think the Niners are going to come in with revenge. They didn't have their quarterback. I think there's going to be that game wasn't fair. We didn't have Purdy. We didn't have Lance. We didn't have Garoppolo. Now we got a healthy quarterback. This is assuming that all their players stay healthy. I think the Niners are going to come in, and that game is going to be very personal. So I'm going to take the Niners there, especially Christian McCaffrey. And you got guys just like Philly does that can play. I think these are two of the most complete rosters in the league.
Yeah, and then obviously Week 14 against the Seahawks again, we already decided we'll split there. So give that to the Niners. We don't even need to discuss Week 15. The Cardinals is an instant win for the Niners. And then here, actually, Week 16, a little bit of an interesting one. This one could be a toss-up.
This one definitely is. It could be a toss-up for me here. I'm gonna go Baltimore. I am. I think Baltimore finally invested in Lamar Jackson. I think we might see a Lamar Jackson who's more willing to put his body on the line because now he's got his money.
He's getting paid.
He got paid. He got his guaranteed money, so it's not like he needs to stay healthy for a contract.
Yeah.
So I think the Ravens are a sneaky team to be better than a lot of people think, especially with the new talent they got. They got Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr.
They loaded up that wide receiver room.
I'm gonna take Baltimore here.
Yeah. And then I think we can both agree the Niners are going to wrap up the season with 2 dubs.
2 wins here, and that will put them at 12-5. Cowboys 10-7, Niners 12-5. Here are the 2 teams we've done, which I think the Niners are better than the Cowboys, so I think the record stays consistent with that.
Yeah, I think we did a good job on both those teams so far.
100%. 12-5 is, again, where I would think that they would be, so I think both of them stayed consistent, and we threw the biases aside, and I think a lot of people may disagree with some games, agree with some games, but it averaged out to around the same record.
I would agree. So. Man, let us know what you guys thought about these 2 new segments that we just did in the second half of the pod. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, turn the notifications on, do all that stuff. You know, we're coming at you with 2 YouTube videos a week and a podcast, so be on the lookout for new stuff. Trev?
Let's wrap it up. As always, cue that outro. Peace.